This is one of the most famous aircraft in history. And this is the story of the B-29 Superfortress, the world's most advanced bomber during the Second World War. It was an American heavy bomber that was manufactured by WWII during the Second World War. And just one look at it will tell you why. It had a top speed of 318 miles per hour, a range of 20,000 miles, a service ceiling of 31,000 feet, and could carry a bomb load of over 6,200 pounds. No other bomber could match these figures. But there were even more impressive secrets hidden beneath its skin. Firstly, it was designed to withstand the tremendous forces of a nuclear explosion. You see, up until the end of the war, no one had any idea that atomic bombs even existed. See, the plane's engines were built in such a way that they sucked in air through the cowling, and if the temperature outside was too high, this meant that they couldn't get enough oxygen. The B-29 would change history forever when it dropped the first atomic bomb on Hiroshima on August 1945. It's followed by Nagasaki 3 days later. Today only one is still flying, which is based at the commemorative Air Force Lake Superior Squadron in Superior, Wisconsin. Sadly, however, over 80,000 innocent people lost their lives. But as we all know, this was what ended the Second World War and ushered in the atomic age. As a result, they'd lose power and have to cool down, which would take several hours. But with no way to regulate this, and not enough pilots to keep them cool, this really did limit its effectiveness in Asia. The first prototype took to the skies in September 1942, and by April the following year, it had entered mass production. Although it had some earlier models, with a crew of 10, this was soon reduced to 7 to increase the amount of space for more fuel. In fact, the bombardier had to be removed from the aircraft altogether, saving 2 more. This was because the plane was so fast and flew so high that it was impossible for a human being to actually do the job properly. So instead, the B-29 used an automated version which could calculate the trajectory of the bomber in any wind conditions and work out the best route to take for any mission. Plus, it required around 100 highly trained crew to operate it properly. It was so large, in fact, that its parts had to be shipped in specially adapted trains that were 10 carriages long. Once assembled, the thing was so unwieldy that it took 4 times longer to take off than other bombers. During its service, the B-29 set numerous records, including the highest altitude for a bomber at 31,000 feet, as well as the longest non-stop flight at 45 hours and 19 minutes. No wonder it was considered the most advanced bomber of the day. But perhaps its greatest advantage was its incredible range. This meant that the B-29 could reach Japan from any base in China, India, or the Philippines without having to refuel. This made it ideal for striking deep into enemy territory and was a real game changer. There was just one problem. It was unable to operate effectively in hot climates. To do that, click the link above. Once you're done, I reckon you'll agree that the B-29 really was a very big deal. Not to mention the B-29 needed around 1,000 strong teams on the ground to assemble, once it arrived in theater due to its size and complexity. In total, 2,025 were produced before the end of the war, with almost half being deployed to the Pacific. After the conflict, the B-29 was eventually replaced by the B-47 and B-52, but now it has time for you. To take a trip back in time and find out what life was like inside one of these massive planes, I've been your host. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.